Hello everybody, my name is Mark, this is Why I Hate the World. How you guys doing? So, as I'm sure all of you have heard, a few weeks ago there was a cop named Amber Guyver, 30-year-old white woman, police officer, who came home after a long day of hard work and for some reason went into the wrong apartment and ended up shooting and killing the guy whose apartment it was. And it just so happens that his name was Botham Jean and he was black. And this has caused a major, gigantic scandal, shitstorm that's all over the news here. And it kind of goes to show, this, I think, is what they're talking about when they say Black Lives Matter, right? The reaction, not just the fact that this happened, the fact that cop shoots a black person, because that happens all the time, but this particular instance, I think, is the perfect illustration as to why these people are doing what they're doing, why this protest movement exists in the first place. So let's look at this particular case, all right? Because it's been about a week and a half since this hit the news, and a lot of things have come to light. This woman comes home, right? And at first she said the door was locked and she had to force her way in. Then she changed her story, said it was unlocked, right? Then she shoots this guy who lives there because he wasn't following directions, right? Well, you know, if like some person kicks down your door, points a gun at you, are you gonna follow directions? You know? You don't know who this person is. You don't know that it's a police officer, right? You know that you're in your house and there's an intruder in your house with a gun, right? How is he supposed to react? Okay. I mean, shit. Chances are he probably thought it was a home invasion robbery or something, right? So she blows him away, kills him, right? And they decide to arrest her, which is already a step in the right direction, okay? I mean, shit. If this would have happened 5 years ago, they probably wouldn't even have arrested her. Anyway, and she keeps changing her story. And so what happens, huh? The police decide to search his apartment, right? Instead of focusing on her, right? Because apparently she was allowed to move out of her place where she lived without her apartment being searched, right? Instead of focusing on her, the perpetrator of the goddamn crime, they decide to investigate the victim. And they find some marijuana on him. And now on Fox News and all the conservative talking head pundits, people like Ben Shapiro and Laura Ingraham and all those fucking morons are slandering this guy, Botham Jean, because he had a little bit of weed in his apartment, right? Keep in mind, this guy is the victim. This is the person that was minding his own business, right? From all accounts was a somewhat successful person, had a good job, right? Didn't have a criminal record, didn't do any of that shit, as far as I can tell. I don't know, maybe that'll come out. Maybe they're going to slander him if he has a criminal record, who knows? Right. But, you know, this dude was minding his own business, doing his own thing, right? He's the victim. He was shot dead in a place where he lived, and they're investigating him, right? The conservatives are slandering him. It's like, that's why, okay? When that's why this whole thing exists. I mean, it's not like this isn't the first time this shit's happened, okay? People seem to be shot by police, especially black people, all the time, all right? I mean, this in March 22nd of this year, right, a cop shot a black guy in his own backyard. Okay, and it was like this guy had a cell phone and they mistook it for a gun, and I guess they were running around looking for a suspect or something. They go into this dude is in his backyard chilling, minding his own fucking business, blow him away, bam, dead. It's like, you know, ridiculous. What would you think would have happened if this was a white person in his backyard, right? Minding his own business, gets suddenly blown away by a cop for no reason. What do you think would have fucking happened, right? In 2014, there was a 12-year-old kid was in a park, right, playing with a toy gun. The cops get called, right? Somebody calls the cops on him, and they blow him away within 2 seconds. There's a video of this. I'll put the links to all of this shit in the thing so you guys can read them, right? There was a link to this, where we have video of the police driving up, dude getting out of his car, blowing this 12-year-old kid away, no warnings, right? No put your hands up, nothing, you know, if he would have took half a second to assess the situation, see that it was a child with a toy, it wouldn't have fucking happened, right? If this kid was white, what do you think would have happened? Would they have shot him? Maybe. What do you think would have happened if they would have shot him if he was white? What kind of outrage do you think would have, like, come out of that? All right. Let's not forget a couple other famous ones. Eric Garner, right, was choked to death when he was being arrested by cops, right? He was begging for them to get off of him, saying he couldn't breathe, right? Apparently 11 times this guy said he couldn't breathe while the cop was on him, right, getting him in his fucking stranglehold. And you know why he was arrested, right? Because he was selling loose cigarettes, okay? That was his crime. Selling loose cigarettes. Okay, yeah, it's a crime. Is that a crime that warrants a death sentence? All right. Should a cop be allowed to kill you because you're selling loose cigarettes? What kind of shit is that? How... I don't understand this, right? What if it was a white person selling loose cigarettes who was fucking essentially strangled to death by a cop, right? What would they do? I mean, the thing is, we know what would happen, right, if these were white people. It would be a shitstorm, right? Because we know, because it fucking happened, all right? A little while ago, there was a lady, her name was Justine Diamond, and she was 40, in Minneapolis. And she called the police because she wanted to report sexual assault, right? That she saw somebody being assaulted. Cops show up. She ends up dead. Okay. 40-year-old white woman, right? The fucking chief of police resigned in Minneapolis. Okay? That's what happens when a white person gets killed by a cop by accident. The fucking chief of police fucking resigned. Absolutely ridiculous. You know? I mean, here's the thing. These are just cases that we've heard of, right? How many cases go by where someone doesn't get killed that we don't hear about? You know, not that long ago, in fact, this story just broke, right? In Dade County in Wisconsin, there was the county supervisor. Her name was Sheila Stubbs. Black woman. She's a politician. She's going door to door, right? Campaigning, because that's what you do when you're a politician, and you're a local politician like that. You go door to door, you meet people, you talk to people, vote for me, right? Somebody called the cops on her. You know, this black person is going door to door. She's scoping the place out, they're going to rob it. What kind of shit is that? Yeah, she didn't end up dead, but do you think that somebody would have called the police on her if she was white? Huh. Probably not, all right? Another one, her name is Omu Kentui, I think. And this is at Smith College. She was eating her lunch. Police get called on her. Not even doing anything. She's a student that apparently actually taught at the school, but she was also a student, so. And sitting down, eating her lunch, not harassing anyone, right? Not looking through windows, not like stealing car stereos, not doing anything like that. Eating her goddamn lunch. Somebody calls the cops on her. Why? Why? She obviously doesn't belong there because she's black. That's the only fucking reason why, right? I mean, it's an absolute, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, right? I mean, you can't claim that white people get treated the same way. They don't. Even when white people do break the law in the most egregious of ways, they still get better treatment. Dylann Roof, you remember that fucking guy? The guy that broke into a church, shot 9 people dead, right? When the cops arrested his ass, you know what they did? They stopped and bought his ass McDonald's, all right? That's a true story. I'm not making that shit up. They stopped, they bought him fast food on the way to processing his ass. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. That's why Black Lives Matter exists, right? And it's absolutely ridiculous to see this kind of disparity, which is, it's staring you straight in the face, right? And then you see people lose their fucking minds when Nike decides to put Colin Kaepernick in a fucking ad, right? And you see all these dumbass conservatives running around burning their fucking Nikes, you know? I mean, it's not just Facebook. It's not just people on Facebook burning their shoes like fucking idiots that they paid for, right? You're seeing major media figures and politicians weigh in on this and saying that it's un-American to kneel and all lives matter and stuff. And in Florida, there's a town called Kenner, and the mayor there, his name is Ben Zahn III, in Louisiana. Sorry, this is in Louisiana, not Florida. He banned Nike from being purchased for all of his city's recreation facilities. Right, so they're not allowed to buy Nike stuff anymore. Right, for like, you know, the city gyms and stuff like that. Right, and in Florida, the district nominee won. His name is Mike Hill. He wants to ban Nike like in the entire state. He wants to like prevent it from being sold everywhere. Okay, this is the kind of shit that we're getting just because of an advertisement, right, of someone who doesn't stand up at a fucking football game. This is the reaction it gets. In the meantime, black people are in danger. If you just sit there, eat your fucking lunch at a school that you go to, a cop might show up. You might end up dead. Maybe I'm not supposed to understand. Maybe I'm just not supposed to fucking understand. So I don't get it. I can't understand why anybody can see this and still want to go burn their fucking Nikes. You know, it's a problem. It's a problem that exists, right? I don't understand how people can fucking ignore this shit. The hypocrisy is on a level that is just beyond my capacity to understand it. I don't know. That's all I got, folks. Adios.